Live from the 412, it's Platt's Point of View, y'all. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Platt, and this is Platt's Point of View, the 2024 NFL Draft Preview Show. I've got some heavy hitters joining me today. First up, we have boxing analyst and City League football analyst, my man Luther Dupree. Luther does a great job covering boxing and City League football. You can check him out on the Boxing Authorities. He does an excellent job. And also joining me, man, we got the one and only Pittsburgh's own scout, NFL scout, Smokin Jim Frazier. You can catch him doing a great job too on the Boxing Authority. And also shout out to my man Claudio, the Boxing Authority. You know what I mean? Check your local listings for times and dates. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let's get it cracking, man. I'm so excited, man.
Oh, I can't wait, man. Let's go.
The 2024 NFL Draft will be the 89th annual. This year's NFL Draft will be held in Detroit, Michigan from April 25th to April 27th. The Chicago Bears have the number one pick due to a previous trade with the Carolina Panthers, who had the worst record in the NFL last season. We're going to start with quarterbacks. This quarterback class has a few intriguing prospects, and I see some that have superstar potential. So number one, I got Caleb Williams. Number two, I got Jalen Daniels, Number three, Drake May. Number four, Mike Penix. Number five, we got J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Sleeper, Spencer Rattler. So I really like, out of this list, man, I really like Jalen Daniels. I think he's a star in the making. His slender frame, it might cause concerns for some teams, but he's a dynamic playmaker with his arms and legs. Very accurate deep ball. Jalen Daniels, the only player in FBS history with 12,000 yards passing and 3,000 yards rushing. I think he's a star, and the more I watch him, I'm starting to think that he might be better than Caleb Williams come NFL time, man. You guys tell me what you think. You can elaborate.
Well, listen, I see Jalen Daniels. Yeah, he put up some great numbers, but the boy's 210 pounds. I see him getting broken up. It depends on the situation with him. He's a unique quarterback, great arm, great athleticism, but are they going to let him be him? I think he has skills, but I don't think he's the star in this group. I got somebody else I kind of think of. But solid career. I think Washington should pull the trigger on him, okay. But I think there's a couple guys I have better than him that are going to have better careers than him.
About you, Jim, what you think of him?
Well, Randall Cunningham was a great quarterback, and he was slender, so you don't got to be the big dog in the fight. And I love Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a special dude, but you got to realize where you're going. He's going to Chicago, the city that Al Capone built. The fan base ain't going to be happy with him painting his nails and feet. So I don't think he's ever going to win over the fans, and I'm not sure if he'll win over the locker room. But he's a great talent.
I think Caleb Williams, he's one of the two guys I have as a superstar. He does it all. He can move. He can make throws from everywhere. Yeah. Yes, he has the pink nails. He wears a pink purse with a pink cell phone case. But the boy can play.
He got a woman. Not to cut you off.
He got a woman, but I'm just saying. Yeah. You know, that's all these guys. But he does wear all that stuff, man. And, you know, but I think he has the skills. I think he's going to win the locker room over. We never heard problems from USC saying he wasn't a good leader, or even Oklahoma. He went from Oklahoma to USC, immediately brought them into playoff contention. He is a winner. He is one of the two stars I have.
Yeah, I think he's an excellent athletic gunslinger who can improvise on the run, man. And the only thing about Chicago is cold up there, man. But they got some pieces, man. They got Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, the boy Keenan Allen, one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. And they signed DeAndre Swift, you know what I mean? So he got some pieces, man.
That line is still questionable, but...
Yeah, they got to add some pieces. Well, they got Darnell Wright. They drafted him, too. So that's a building block, you know what I mean? But the floor is yours, man. Michael Penix Jr., listen, that's your guy.
Now, this is my guy, Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. He throws the best deep ball I've seen since Warren Moon. Look at this. Just a flick of the wrist. His accuracy is great. What can you not like about him? This is why I hate so many of these NFL scouts. He's dropping mightily right now only because he had two bad ACLs running behind that Indiana offensive line. He was running for his life towards ACLs. The right one was tore twice, and then he had injuries to his left shoulder and also his right shoulder. But when he got to Washington with a competent offensive line, a better coaching staff, good wide receivers, 2 years he put up 9,544 yards, 69 TDs. He was healthy. You know, they protected him except for the championship game against Michigan, but he survived it. Listen, I think he has star potential all over him. His knees are getting healthy. He ran a 4.6. This is my other star. He's going to drop in a great situation, and I think he's going to be huge wherever he goes. I think he should be the second quarterback taking over. Definitely not the third. The Drake Mains, the J.J. McCarthys.
Where do you think he'll go?
I think he might go towards the bottom of the first round, but the way they're talking, he might slide to the second round.
Raiders?
I think the Raiders is a great landing spot for him. You know, L. Davis always used to love the deep ball. This guy can throw the deep ball. That might be a nice place for him.
Yeah, Minnesota
we got
too.
UPMC here, so he used to that.
He's healthy, man. He got all the injuries out. He's 24. His knees might be 48, but he's 24. He's going to be, I'm telling you, he's going to be the other star, Platt. When we come back in a couple years, we're all going to say he was the second coming of Warren Moon.
We're going to move on to the running backs. The running back class, the running back class don't got that can't miss Adrian Peterson, Saquon Barkley type of player. But I see a few impact players and some diamonds in the rough. NFL world-renowned scout Mel Kiper said a running back probably won't get drafted to the third round. It has me thinking. But my top 5 running backs, number 1, Jonathan Brooks from Texas. Number 2, my guy, Blake Corum. We're going to talk about him in a second. Trey Benson, number 3, Florida State. He's a dog. Audric Estimine out of Notre Dame. And then rounding it out, you got Dylan Johnson at number 5, and my sleeper, Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. But let's go back to Blake Corum, man, out of Michigan. 5'8", 208 pounds, 4.5 speed, outstanding vision and acceleration, very powerful for his size, 30 missed tackles, over 600 yards after contact. He's a gap runner. 15 of his touchdowns came from gap schemes. This guy kind of reminds me of like a Maurice Jones-Drew mixed with Ray Rice.
I like that.
I think he's going to be the best running back in this draft. He got that dog in him. And y'all tell me what y'all think of Blake Corum or any other running back on this list.
Hey, I like what you said. I like Blake. You know, he was the real leader on that Michigan team. Yes, J.J. McCarthy's getting moved up on the list, even though he hasn't played a game since then. But this guy did it all. He does everything. Kind of small, but these are the type of running backs I like. 5'8", compact. He's hard to tackle. I think he's going to have a great career. Depends on which style he goes to, but I think he's definitely a solid. I hate the way they devalued the running back position.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But if you look at the 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl. They both had solid running backs. Christian McCaffrey, every year he's a MVP candidate. And, of course, you know, Kansas City also has improved their run game. But I think, I definitely agree he's the best.
Well, I like that other back from Michigan just as much. And how'd Archie Griffin do in the pros? About the same size. Hey, listen, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm considering in the 4th, 5th, 6th round to get one of these 2 backs that I like. I like Blake, you know, like you said, 5'8", 215. He reminds me of Jaylen Warren for the Steelers. Steelers can't sign them both. Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, one of them got to go. Their contract will be up in about a year. But the running back I like the most out of this whole draft is a guy from Missouri named Cody Schrader, 5'9", 215.
Okay.
Ran for 1,600 yards this year, 14 touchdowns.
Same size.
And he ran at another school, Southeastern Missouri State, which is now Truman College, 2,000 yards. In high school, he ran for 7,000 yards. So he's the real deal. He runs through people, and he might be there in the 5th, 6th round.
Ain't he the same size, Jim? You was just getting on Blake about his
No,
size.
I wasn't getting on him. I wasn't getting on him. I just said that I like the other running back just as much. And you guys act like Archie Griffin never happened. You said you liked them little dudes.
I like the little guys. My favorite running backs, the Barry
Archie
Sanders,
Griffin?
the Emmett Smiths,
Oh, you
the
now
Thurman
he's Barry
Thomas.
Sanders.
No, I'm
He's
just
Barry
saying, I
Sanders.
like that size. 5'8", compact. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite guys. Then, you know, some
Eric
of these-
Dickerson, you didn't like him.
No, it was nice and kind of soft
Okay.
sometimes.
Najee
but-
Harris, you don't like that.
I mean, I told you my favorite. I'm
Okay,
not
I'm
saying
just
they're not
saying.
good. Can I have my
Okay,
favorite, Jim?
all right, well.
You don't like little guys. I understand that. Those are my favorite guys. I like the smaller running backs.
Hey, fellas, one more running back before we move on to wide receivers. Just give me your opinion. My sleeper, man, was Marshawn Louis out of USC, 5'9", 220, 4.4 speed. It's a powerful, physical running back. He hits the holes fast, quick, very instinctive runner. I mean, the way he glides and outruns defenders, he kind of reminds me of former Packers running back Aaron Jones. And I think whoever getting, they're going to get a steal. My only knock on Marshawn Louis, ball security. 8 fumbles, 360 carries. He got to hold on to that rock a little bit better. But besides that, I'm just nitpicking. I really like me some Marshawn Louis, man.
I mean, I think he was solid. Like you said, he had a lot of fumbles, but he was surrounded by talent.
Right.
You know, it's hard to gauge some of these USC running backs because great offensive line, the best quarterback in the league, 2 solid receivers, so they couldn't key on him. I think,
he ain't no O.J. Simpson.
Yeah,
R.I.P. O.J.
I think he can have a solid career, but you know, I have him down on my list.
Okay. We're going to move on to wide receivers, fellas. The 2024 wide receiver class is loaded with a ton of playmakers with number 1 wide receiver potential. At number 1, we got Marvin Harrison Jr. Number 2, we got Malik Neighbors out of LSU. Number 3, my guy, Rome Odunze. Number 4, Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU. Number 5, I got the speedster Xavier Worthy. And sleeper, man, I got a couple. But so far, sleeper, we got Ladd McConkey out of Georgia. My guy on this list, fellas, I ain't gonna lie, it's a toss-up. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. has these guys slightly, but I like me some Rome Odunze. I think he's a dog, man. This guy, man, he's 6'3", 216, 4.4 speed, great size, elite ball skills. Jump ball specialist, does an excellent job bodying corners, reliable hands, good separation. He's a playmaker. People don't know he worked with the Washington basketball team to learn how to box out better, and you see that on those back shoulder fades from Penix. And those fades, he catches and he boxes them out. This guy's my favorite wide receiver of the draft. I think Rome Odunze is going to be a star, man. He kind of reminds me of a taller Reggie Wayne, man. That's what he reminds me of, Rome Odunze. So you guys elaborate.
Well, of course, I like Rome. He had a great quarterback throwing to him. But he has all the size, very strong, very powerful catches with his hands. But the best player in this entire draft is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Period.
He does everything. You know, the fact that he's going 4, I think, might be too low for him. That's how good I think he's going to be. Neighbors, also, man, this wide receiver class is loaded. Neighbors can do it all. If it wasn't for maybe the best player in the draft, he'd be the number 1. I mean, this class. If the Steelers can't get another guy to this one, man, I think there's potentially 6 or 7 great all-pro type receivers in this draft, man.
I agree.
But it's Marvin Harrison and everybody else. Neighbors is good. Thomas is good. But and a sleeper, the guy from Colorado, I forgot his name. He ran a 4.5. He got hurt. Weaver. Xavier Weaver.
Xavier Weaver
is a sleeper. I'm telling you guys. This guy's long. He's athletic. He's going to be there in the 3rd or 4th round. He's going to surprise some team. Remember that guy, Weaver, is going to be a solid steal. That's my sleeper in this one. But number 1, Marvin Harrison Jr., unstoppable.
Man.
Well, the receiver's always going to be great because the D-backs are bums. Listen,
Ooh,
there's just such a big difference. Listen, Marvin Harrison is going to the wrong team. He's not going to do nothing for the next 4 or 5 years, but struggle getting his stats
What team he going to?
He's going to Arizona.
Maybe.
If he goes to
I think
Arizona,
it's a perfect fit for him.
If he goes to Arizona, he's going to struggle.
Why is he gonna struggle?
I think the best receiver in the whole draft might be there in the 3rd round for the Steelers. Keon Coleman from Florida State. This guy's unbelievable. He can catch, and most people forget when he played for Michigan State, he played basketball and football. He was on basketball and football scholarship. Guy's unbelievable, catches everything. He's like a George Pickens. He's a freak of nature with a better attitude. A guy that I would take. I think the Steelers need to take 2 receivers in the draft like they did in '74 with Lynn Swann and Stallworth, and like they did in 2010 with Emmanuel Sanders and CTE. ESPN Antonio Brown. But Luke McCaffrey's a freak of nature. His brother's the best running back in the NFL. He got uncle that played for Duke and was an All-American, played national championship. His dad's a 3-time world champion. His mom was a superstar in sports and once ran a 4.59 40 while she was pregnant. His grandfather broke the world record in the 100-meter dash at one time and took the silver medal in the Olympics. He's a freak of nature, come from great DNA. I would take Luke McCaffrey plus his football IQ's out of. He played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, return punts and kickoffs. That's the guy that I like to move, keep those chains moving.
You know, the Steelers like NFL bloodlines anyway, so that wouldn't surprise me at all, man.
Yeah, and I want to go back to USC. I think Brendan Rice is going to also be there in the third round. The Steelers definitely have a chance to get him. He's a sleeper. He's not explosive, but just like his dad, you get the ball in his hands. Not a lot of guys catch him from behind. Runs a 4.5.
Yeah,
he's
sounds
6'2". Hey, they got to pull the trigger if he's there.
Dude, we want Jerry Rice hanging around here.
Hey, a Hall of Famer, why not?
Well, Mississippi Valley State never did nothing for Mississippi Valley State.
Listen, you always got to take out of there. He'll be there in the third round. He has great genes. Why not get two? Why not get the McCaffrey and the Brendan Rice? I think they'll both be there, third, fourth round. I like those two. I like Rice. I don't know why he's not getting as much attention. He was at. I think the thing is, he was at Colorado where he struggled, and then he went to USC and blew up. I don't even think we've seen all his potential yet.
It's just the class. The class is so deep, man. Loaded. Like it's your pick of the litter with the wide receivers, man. Like there's not much of a drop off after those first three.
After Marvin
Neighbors
Harrison,
and Harrison, it's not much of a drop off, man.
You think they're that close? It's Marvin Harrison and everybody else.
I think Marvin Harrison is slightly better than the rest of them, but I don't think it's by that much.
Like Platt said, it's where Marvin Harrison goes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter
Oh,
where
it
he
matters.
goes. He's going to be a
matters.
star no matter where he goes. Arizona, perfect fit. You'll see your
this
boy
is
Murray
dead reincarnated.
This
is dead reincarnated.
He's
Tyler
better than-
Vernon.
He ain't as good
He's
as
better
his
than his
dad.
dad. He's better than his
You're
dad
crazy.
right now.
He
He's
ain't
bigger,
nowhere
he's
near.
faster, and he's
That don't make better.
Listen, I bet he don't catch.
Is he better than Lynch Warren too?
I
Big
said
don't mean
he's better than his dad. I bet he won't be catching 10-yard ends and diving, so he don't take the hit. He's going to be taking 10-yard slants.
His dad ran the best route.
He was a dog.
Did you see him at Syracuse too?
I saw him at Syracuse. I saw him with the coach, but his son is better than him.
You got a little CTE.
His son is better. We never said he was the best player coming out of his draft, but we're saying it about his son and a loaded wide receiver.
I like him a lot, though, man.
He's that dude. He's that dude, and you guys will all be eating
Maybe
crow.
you wasn't saying it because Donovan McNabb was throwing to his dad. Maybe that's why you wasn't saying it.
Marvin Harrison was the truth, but this guy is going to be amazing from the start, even better than his dad.
Right team.
It doesn't
He
matter.
go to
what team.
Arizona.
It doesn't matter. He could have gone to the Jets with Zach Wilson last year, and he would have been all pro. That's how good he is.
How about if he go with that midget in Carolina, Bryce Young?
And he'll tear it up.
Last year you was like Bryce Young.
I still like
And
Bryce
I told
Young.
you if
He
it was
went to a
12
bad
rounds,
team.
and I
He
told
went
you
to
if
a
it was
bad
12 rounds, I wouldn't take it.
And you'll be wrong. Just like you were wrong when you said Chase Claypool was the greatest receiver in Steelers history.
Oh, yeah, you got that
you
one
take
wrong,
that
Jim.
L. Just like
He
you
on his
take
way to
the
Canada,
L about
Saskatchewan
Bryce.
Roughriders, man.
Exactly. He ain't even
But
in
one
the
thing
league
we
no more.
know, nobody will break his 11 TDs he had as a rookie.
Ooh, that's
He
a
That's
good
the
lost
only
his
record.
mind.
That's a
That's
good
the
one.
only record he'll ever have.
Yeah.
He
Playing
got
with the
one.
Hall of Fame.
He got one.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we're going to move on to the tight end position. The tight end class has a superstar. It has a superstar mixed in with a bunch of talented players with starting potential. The superstar, he's ranked number 1, Brock Bowers out of Georgia. Number 2, Jatavian Sanders out of Texas. Number 3, Ben Sinan out of Kansas State. Number 4, my guy, Dallin Hooker.
Yeah.
Number 5, Cade Stover out of Ohio State. Sleeper pick, Theo Johnson out of Penn State, man. Like I said, my guy, Dallin Hooker, Colorado State, 6'3", 240 pounds. He runs a 4.7. He's more of an H-back, former BYU product, transferred to Colorado State. Had a breakout season, man. Very reliable, good body control, pure athletic tight end who can make difficult catches in traffic. He probably got to improve as a blocker, but check this out, y'all. He led all tight ends with 64 catches and 767 yards, man. He kind of reminds me of Delaney Walker, man. If you get him, he's going to be tough, man. Yep, you guys can carry. You can elaborate on the tight end position.
Yeah, well, of course, everybody knows about Brock Bowers, man.
Yeah,
I
Travis
think
Kelce.
I think the Jets would be fools not to take him
Right.
and give Aaron Rodgers that safety blanket. He's going to be a star from the start. I like this guy, but like you said, is he going to be able to block anybody in the NFL? He's going to have to get better in that game, but his hands are excellent.
Yeah.
Tight end position is a solid one. I think there's at least 2 or 3 guys that'll be stars in this one. But yeah, Brock Bowers is just the truth. What he did for Georgia, I love it.
Well, he ain't blocked nobody yet at Georgia, Bowers. But listen, if you go to a team where you ain't got to block, then yeah, I mean the Steelers
Listen,
got a
he can
tight
do
end
it all.
like that.
Come on, he can do
Steelers
it
got
all.
a tight end like that. But I like the boy from Kansas State because he got position flexibility. He can play H-back. He can play fullback. He can play tight end. He can run. He's very athletic. So I like that guy. But I think this is one of the weaker years if you're looking for an all-around tight end. And like Platt said, most of these guys can't block, including Bowers. And,
It's technique. You can teach that technique. You can become a better blocker.
You got to want it. You got to have
You can
desire.
become a better
You got to have
blocker.
desire. You got to have desire. The Steelers been trying to teach that to their Penn State tight end.
He's
But
got
I do like
Freeman's gotten a
Theo
lot better.
Johnson.
Yeah,
The
he's just a
size,
little raw.
That's
He's-
the one.
they ain't thug to
He's
him
raw,
enough.
Yeah, 6'6", 260.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. He got all the size in the world. He can take
playing with a weak quarterback.
So he may be one of your sleepers, like you said. I
Okay,
like him.
okay. We're going to move on to the linemen, guys. There's a lot of talented, versatile offensive linemen, especially at tackle.
Yeah.
This is a very deep class. So my number 1 guy on this list, tackle Joe Old out of Notre Dame. Number 2, tackle Olu Fashanu out of Penn State. Number 3, J.C. Latham out of Alabama. Number 4, a guy I like a lot, Amarius Mims out of
Yeah,
Georgia. And rounding it out, you got Graham Barton, who could play tackle and center from Duke. My sleeper, Mason McCormick from South Dakota State. 57 consecutive starts, big explosive, bully, very durable type of guy. Excellent NFL combine, 3-year captain. But Jim, we're going to talk about Amarius Mims. That's your guy, man. The floor is yours.
I tell you what, man, you bring him in. The Steelers already got 2 great tackles. So you bring Mims in for a year. He only had 8 career starts. Man, he's big. He's a freak of nature. Look at the size, 6'7", 350 pounds. The guy's just a freak of nature. You bring him in, let him learn for a whole year, and then next year you got some of the best tackles in all of football.
Listen, all right. I thought you said you weren't high on Mims at first. You know, he's growing on. All right, I definitely agree with that. I think he's great. But Jim, you got to stop lying to the audience. We don't have 2 great tackles. We have 1. Broderick Jones. Dan Moore is a bum since he's been here. We got to get him off, man. But I like Mims. I think he's great. Joe Alt, of course, is the guy. But Mims, I think he's there. I think the Steelers. I think he'll be there for the Steelers. I think we could pull the trigger and grab him. That would be a great pick. Only played like 8 games, Jim.
Yeah.
But didn't give up a sack on a pass rush. I'm happy. Big, huge, very raw. But I like him a lot. I'm with you.
Yeah, no sacks and 402 pass blocking attempts, man.
he's a
Only
monster.
flagged once for holding.
Yeah.
He's still a little raw, but I think if the Steelers get him, I
Him
think
and
he'll be
Broderick
motivated
Jones, woo!
because him and Broderick Jones know each other.
Yeah,
so
boy.
I think they're
Hey,
gonna be some dogs,
I'm loving
man.
that. We got to get
When's the
it.
last time you seen a doctor come out of Georgia?
Listen, we're not drafting doctors. We're
the
drafting
peanut
dogs.
state.
What
The
you tell me? We
peanut
drafting dogs. We don't want a
I want
lawyer or
somebody who can
doctors.
split an atom, not a
I
peanut.
want somebody who could put a quarterback and a defensive end on his back like
Right.
you saw
a
on that
couple
tape.
years, he'll sit the bench for a couple years.
No, I think he'll start. I
We're
think
gonna-
he'll
you
start
gotta
after
trade
6
him up.
games.
You got to trade him up.
I think after 6 games, he's out there, bro.
Yes. Whatever
Yeah.
tackle we get is going to be in there within
With the
5
coaching
or
and
6.
Broderick Jones as his mentor.
Just
yeah.
like I told you, Broderick
Yeah.
Jones was the right pick. Jim.
Didn't he play the right side? Didn't I say that Dan Moore
Only
would play
because-
left tackle?
only because your
Give me
fav-
credit.
only- yeah.
Give me credit. I said Dan Moore be your left tackle.
Yeah, only because your favorite African on that side was struggling, so we had to put him in there. That's why. Not because Dan Moore was that great. It was a need.
All I said, prediction true.
Hey,
You
what
said it was
about
the wrong pick.
what about J.C. Latham from Alabama, man? 6'6", 350
Love him.
pounds.
Love him.
Former five-star recruit from Wisconsin. Superb blocker in the run game. Versatile. 135 snaps in 2021 at guard. Extremely physical, imposing blocker. Seals the edge. Fast. Good second-level blocker. Gave up just 2 sacks in 2023. I call him the human bulldozer. He should start as a rookie, man. J.C. Latham, another guy that should be on the Steelers' radar.
Yeah, man. Georgia, Alabama, those guys, they got linemen for days. You can't go wrong with those guys. Look at it. Anytime they go out there, they already look like the NFL linemen already. All these guys big, fast.
One of them do.
Hey, but listen, they kept their quarterbacks and running backs great. I like JC.
I see one. I see JC. They all look like.
Bro, look at their size. In college, they're all.
Yeah, I see one that look NFL.
The SEC has generally a great offensive line. They run the ball. They keep the quarterbacks.
Data don't support that, but
in college, they're
great. I mean, it's nice to say it.
No,
but you got to back it up with facts.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay. Where have the great linemen been coming out? A lot of great ones come out of the SEC. Jim?
Can you name 5?
Yes, I could name 5, but we don't have enough time.
Okay, I figured that. I figured that.
Listen, I told you last year Broderick Jones was the right pick, and he was, and you disagreed.
They moved up to get him. Yeah. I said they would never get him. I didn't know they were going to move up.
No, I told you they were going to get him.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
But
I didn't say they were not. I said they would get him. And he didn't fall down. They had to trade up to get him, just like they're going to get Mims this year.
He'll sit the bench. This is a Super Bowl team this year.
With him starting, not with Dan Moore at a tackle.
They need starters, not guys that's going to sit the bench.
He's not sitting the bench. This guy is a freak, 6'7". He's huge. He doesn't give up sacks. Hey, listen, he only played 8 games, but
he just need a little seasoning, man. Add a little seasoning to the chicken.
Pro wrestler Kane was a freak and huge when he came into the NFL. Didn't make it out of training camp. So.
Hey guys, we're gonna move on. Next up, edge rushers. The 2024 class has a bunch of pass rushers with Pro Bowl potential. Number 1, Dallas Turner, Alabama. Number 2, Laiatu Latu, UCLA. Number 3, my guy, Jared Verse, FSU. Number 4, you got the versatile Darius Robinson from Missouri. Number 5, the Chopster, Chop Robinson, Penn State. And my sleeper, man, we're going to talk about him too. Marshawn Nealon out of Western Michigan. So out of these pass rushers, man, I'm sold that Jared Verse is the best pass rusher. I was debating out of him and Latu, but I really like me some Jared Verse, man. 6'4", 255, 4.5 speed, very athletic, dangerous pass rusher. Strong bull rush he uses to get to the quarterback. Good combination of speed and power. It's amazing, man. Natural ability to get after the quarterback, active hands. He has a quickness and a burst to beat offensive tackles. And also, man, this guy transferred from the University of Albany, and the production actually went up when he went to Florida State. I think that this guy is going to be he's a 10-sack guy every year, man, Jared Verse.
Yeah, I like him as well. But I want to talk about Chop Robinson. I think Chop Robinson is going to be solid, man.
You like him? I thought he left a lot of food on the plate.
Well, listen. All right, you're at Penn State. He may not have made all the plays that you wanted to make. I think he's going to be terrific at the next level. Gets coached up a little bit. Penn State lately they've been putting out some decent edge rushers. I like Chop. If we had a chance to get him, I would definitely pull the trigger on him as well. I wouldn't be sad with that pick at all.
Well, that's a problem. Everybody want to pull the trigger on a position that's already loaded for the Steelers. I like Chop too, but I agree with Platt. This verse reminds me of a bigger version of James Harrison. He's a James Harrison that didn't get in trouble in Akron and didn't have a grandmother to beat up everybody in Akron.
Smokin Gym City.
But hey, man, this guy is unbelievable. One of the strongest at the combine.
Yeah, he was.
Ran well. And, people say he can't bend, this, that, and other thing. The guy just overpowers you. His motor's unbelievable.
Great motor.
That's somebody's going to get a steal there.
You think he was more of a workout warrior? Because I know he had good combine numbers, but then when you watch him, when you watch Penn State, he don't really jump out the screen. That's why I said I thought he left a lot of food on the plate.
Yeah, that number
with his
20
numbers,
from Penn State was a bum. The other end,
there you go with this bum stuff.
With his numbers, man, he should at least have 8 sacks a year.
His numbers weren't what you thought they would be.
Right.
I think they can jump up a little once he gets those NFL checks and he gets coached up a little better. I think those numbers will jump up. He has all the talent. He has all the talent.
So once he got to the pros, right?
Michael, yeah.
So question, guys, is he more Courtney Brown or is he more LeVar Arrington?
Woo!
Because because that's how I'm looking at him.
No, listen, he's not going to be Courtney
Both
Brown.
of them underachieved, didn't they?
I wouldn't say LeVar Arrington. I think
LeVar
Courtney
Arrington
Brown
had a
did.
couple great years.
Yeah, he had a couple
Injuries.
decent years.
I don't know
Yeah, it
if
was
he had
injuries
any
with
great
him.
years.
Injuries
I
with
don't know if he had
LeVar
any great
Arrington.
years.
That dude was amazing, man.
He was
Injuries.
amazing at Penn State,
and he was
and
in a
in high
bad
school.
system. Washington was not very good when he was there.
No, you're right.
He tried to do so much, got injured. You can't do
Well,
anything
let's
about
hope
injuries.
Chop is better than both of them.
I think he's going to be better than both of them. I think he has that talent. He's ready to
and
go.
I love
man.
LeVar Arrington. I love me some LeVar
It was
Arrington.
injuries, man. You know, you
Yeah.
can't do nothing about injuries.
Yeah, it
Underachieving
happened.
is
That dude was a
underachieving.
freak, man. I remember that
Yeah.
dude flying over the line like,
Yeah.
He was tough.
like a big version of Troy
So
Polamalu,
shout out
man.
to LeVar, man.
Yeah.
Real
Remember
Phil.
none
Shout
of them
out.
in the
With you.
NFL, though.
Pardon me?
Can't remember none of them in the NFL.
Hey, all right, guys, we're going to move on. There's a lot of rough defensive tackle is the next position. I'm sorry. There's a lot of rough riders at the D-line position. A lot of these guys are stronger than a power lifter, man. Number one, Byron Murphy out of Texas. Number two, my guy, Johnny Newton out of Illinois. Number three, Tavondre Sweat out of Texas.
Yes, there you
Number
go.
four, Chris Jenkins out of Michigan. He got NFL bloodlines. Number five, Brayton Fisk out of FSU. And the sleeper, Alex Gubner from Montana State. Now, my guy on this list, man, and you guys can chime in when I'm finished, got Johnny Newton out of Illinois, man. 6'2", 308 pounds, athletic, powerful defensive lineman. He lived in opponent's backfield, 44 quarterback pressures, which led the nation. Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, 7 sacks, led Illinois last season. Nagurski Award winner, goes to the nation's top defender. He led the nation in block kicks with 4. That's a school record. Quick feet, always on his toes. Newton is very disruptive and aggressive, nonstop motor, plays with a nasty streak. He kind of reminds me of Javon Hargrave, man. I think Newton is going to be a stud.
Yeah, listen, I like my boy, the big boy, Tavondre Sweet out of Texas, man. 6'4", 366 pounds. You can't move him. You know, you saw him in the playoff. He's big, greater defensive front. You can't knock him off his feet. He's fat to be 6'4", almost 400 pounds, running a 5 flat pretty much. I think that's the guy. I think he's going to be the one that's going to make a difference, man. He can push the line. He can play the run. Won the Outland Trophy. That's my favorite guy out of Texas.
Well, I look for guys that fit in the Pittsburgh Steelers system.
We
And
ain't talking about the Steelers.
the guy that fits most in the Pittsburgh Steelers system is an effort guy, Fisk out of Florida State. He's unbelievable. His motor, number 55, his motor never stops. This is a guy that you really want on a very overrated defensive line for the Pittsburgh
Oh, here
Steelers.
you
You
go.
want somebody with a little bit of talent in there for a change. And my sleeper is Christian Boyd from Northern Illinois. He's 330
Okay.
pounds, 6'4", did 38 reps. And I tell you what, man, this is a traditional nose guard. That's all he wants to do. He's a Casey Hampton type player. Remember that name, Christian Boyd from Northern Iowa, lives in a weight room, and he can make all his, he can make 10 40-yard dashes. I like Casey.
Every year Casey Hampton wouldn't do him, man. and he still was a beast.
Yeah.
He was a great one. Yeah.
Yes, he was, man. He was a clog in the middle. Inside linebackers next up. Guys, there's no Luke Kuechly or Roquan Smith in this year's draft at
yes,
inside
there is.
linebacker.
yes, there
But I see a few players in this group with starting potential. Number one, Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M. Number two, my guy, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson.
Yeah,
Number
boy.
3, you got Peyton Wilson from NC State. Number 4, Cedric Gray from North Carolina. Number 5, Junior Colson from Michigan. And the sleeper, man, I really like this guy. Sleeper, Trevin Wallace out of Kentucky, 6'1", 235, 4 fast speed, one of the most athletic linebackers in the draft. He's an explosive athlete. I just think he got to be a little more consistent. But I want to talk about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson, man. 6 feet, 230 pounds, 4.6 speed, pure inside linebacker with a nose for the ball, man. He got the NFL bloodlines. His dad's a 4-time All-Pro for the Eagles, man. He was a thumper. Trotter, high football IQ. I've watched this guy jump routes multiple times in pass coverage, man. So he can do it all. I just think he's a little undersized, but so was Ray Lewis, and I'm not comparing him to Ray Lewis, but I just think he was a little undersized And I think he's a 3-down linebacker. I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is going to be a star, man.
I definitely agree. I like the bloodlines. You said it all. I can't say anything else. Another player, Peyton Wilson out of North Carolina State.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he could be a steal. He'll be there towards the end of the first round, maybe the second round. But yeah, I like him. I think he could do it all, man. But Trotter, people get on me. I don't like this size thing. Jim loves to say, oh, he's too small. He's not this. I talk about what people were in college. He made all the plays. Size didn't hurt him there.
Right.
I don't think it'll hurt him at the next level. It's not as physical as it used to be.
Right.
Everybody's throwing. This guy can cover. He can move in space. Jeremiah Trotter's going to be a star, just like you said, Platt.
My only thing, not to cut you off, Jim. My only thing with Trotter, sometimes he's going to have to match him with bigger tight ends. The Kelseys, the Kittles, the T.J. Hawkinsons. He's only 6 feet. Those guys are 6'4" and up. Other than that, I'm kind of nitpicking because I still think he can hold his own. Like they might catch it, then he might punch the ball loose.
Yeah,
but they'll catch it because they're taller than him.
See, size don't matter to Luther, but just before the show, he said Ryan Garcia, the size matters. But now size don't matter.
We ain't talking about boxing.
Charter on my weight scale weighing in at 218. That's way too small. Hey, listen, he did it all in college.
He can't put on weight.
Listen, his dad was 260-pound thumper. I don't like guys that take after his mom. He get his weight from his mom. Hey, listen, the guy I like most is Peyton Wilson. If you throw out the injuries, this guy's unbelievable. Yeah. Not since Ryan Shazier ran a 4.3, has a linebacker ran a 4.4 and a 40 at the combine. This is an unbelievable guy, got great size. And he's like Ryan Shazier, where he got outside. The number says he's an outside linebacker, but he plays inside linebacker, man. And that's what you're looking for to match up with Patrick Queen.
Okay.
And also, like you said, if you want a thumper, Junior Colson.
Out of Michigan, they got some stuff on that defense.
You can keep Trotter.
Oh, I'll take Trotter.
You took Devin Bush, too. Yeah, you took Devin Bush.
He's not Devin Bush. He's
level above
he ain't Devin Bush.
He's level
Devin Bush.
No way.
He's younger
if you remember,
than
I wanted the other Derek.
White.
I wanted Derek White.
Devin White,
Sorry,
for
Devin
Tampa,
White.
okay.
And we got Devin Bush. I wanted Devin White.
That is true.
Guys, we're going to move on to the cornerbacks. The cornerback class does not have a guaranteed shutdown corner, but scouts and coaches, they love the talent and depth this group has. Number 1 corner in my rankings, I got Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. Number 2, Terry and Arnold for Alabama.
Yeah.
Number 3, Cooper DeJean from Iowa. Number 4, you got Nate Wiggins from Clemson, rounding out the top 5. My man Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama. My sleeper, MJ Devonshire out of Pitt.
I knew you were going to put him in there.
We're going to start with Quinyon Mitchell, man, out of Toledo.
Yeah.
6 feet, 195 pounds, 4.3 speed. Great ball skills. He held his own in quarterback versus wide receiver drills at the Senior Bowl. He's a big corner with size, strength, and speed. Excellent burst. The close in for quick recovery, playmaker, tackles like a safety. I think this is a number 1 corner. And I got some other stuff I'm going to say for the end of the show about this guy, but I think this guy has lockdown potential written all over him, man. Quinyon Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alabama, 5'11", running a 4.5. That's my top cornerback. I think he's going to be able to make the plays.
Yeah.
Now, you did say MJ Devich. I think he's a kind of small.
You think at 5'11"?
I'm just saying, I don't know, man. It's just
He got elite athleticism to me, man. The only
Yes,
thing he's a
yes,
little grabby.
Linebackers are okay to be small.
I don't know, man.
He's a little grabby at times.
Yeah, he gets a lot of penalties, and I saw a lot of guys get
flip-flop.
high pointed against him, man.
Yeah.
But with Pitt, their quarterbacks usually do well because they leave him on an island, so
Yeah.
you're going to get beat.
Right, right.
MJ transferred in. He had some big plays. I remember I was at the game. We got an interception, ran it all the way back
West
to win the
Virginia.
game against
Yeah, I
West
was
Virginia.
there.
He'll be there later on.
Right.
3rd, 4th, 5th rounder.
6, 7.
he might be their 6-7. But, you know, I like MJ. I hope it works out for him, man. We know about cornerbacks coming from that Aliquippa area.
It's in the water, bro.
Davis, you know, Darrell Revis.
Yeah, Darrell Revis.
You know, so he's right in that line. He's a little down from those guys,
right,
but he's still a great pick.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be solid.
He'll be there late. He could be a steal. He could be a steal, but I wouldn't squeeze him anywhere first, second, or third round. But I think fifth, sixth, fourth, third, fourth.
Okay.
You know.
And what about Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama, man? We just talked about him. 6 feet, 195, 4.4 speed. He's another versatile Alabama cornerback. People don't realize this guy's a good punt returner. He's a good tackler. He can play man or zone. Great route recognition. Nick Saban, his former head coach, said he's one of the smartest defensive back he's ever coached in his career.
Is he healthy?
Kool-Aid? Yeah, I think so. I really want the Steelers to get him, but I think they need a lineman, man. But I would love to see him in black and gold.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. That would be great, but that would be a reach. And as Mike Tomlin said, they're not thirsty for anybody.
Right.
You know, and plus we got Trice coming back from injury.
Yeah, people forgot about Trice.
Forgot about him.
Big corner.
Big corner. We got Joey Porter, another big corner.
Yeah, we got Dante Jackson, who I don't like, but okay.
Well, it's been 14 years since they went to a Super Bowl. They should be thirsty for something.
Listen, hey, this offseason was huge for the Steelers. We're not thirsty for anything. We're going to take the best player there. It'll probably be an offensive lineman. It'll probably be Mims.
I would say this, and I've been on record as saying that the draft would be a bust if the Steelers don't draft Cooper DeJean from Iowa.
Come on, man.
No, he's super athletic.
Listen, you got people now that only concentrate on one sport. This guy, when he was in high school, was a quarterback, won 25 straight games, back-to-back state championships. In basketball, he scored 1,800 points, which is second in the state history.
Ooh, wow.
In track, he won the 100-meter state, 100-meter dash, and he long jumped 24 feet and was a great baseball player. This is a guy that wants to compete. He was the best kick returner in all of college football. He's the best cornerback. He can play corner, slot, safety, the whole bit. That's the guy they ought to get. And Aliquippa, you can't go wrong with guys from Aliquippa, like you said, Devonshire. I think he cost himself money by not running the 4-3 when he got potential to run 4-3, maybe even 4-2. But every D-back to come out of Aliquippa is great. Will Charles Fisher from West Virginia
Ooh,
wasn't,
man, yeah.
and Anthony Dorsett Jr. wasn't. But other than those two, you got it like Aliquippa D-back.
Hey. Oh, you said Cooper DeJean. If we don't get him, it's a bust.
It's a bust.
Where would you take him? What do you think he's going to be?
First, the number 20 pick, I would move up to get him.
Come on. You don't have to
I would move up to
He'll
get
be
him.
there at number 20.
If he's here at 20, you got to take him.
You don't go get a corner. You got to get that tackle.
Yeah, you got to get that tackle.
Why? We got 2 tackles.
No,
we don't have another corner.
It's a lot of depth, though. It's definitely a lot, but I want Mims, man. But Cooper DeJean, that's hard. This might be hard, man.
You can't.
Might be
reach.
hard
Can
not
I
to
have
get
my
him.
opinion?
I'm just saying,
You've been flip-flopping the whole show.
Why'd I flip-flop?
He's too small. Your size don't matter. That's what you've been doing.
Hey,
all
Jim.
Jeremiah Trotter, the size don't matter.
Have I been
He's that
saying
good.
this all
You've been saying
offseason?
it, and you've been wrong all off season. For that 20th is too high for a corner.
Was I wrong on draft day when I said T.J. Watt be the greatest Steeler linebacker in the history?
I can give you that, and I give you a lot of other ones you were wrong in. Hit or miss. Listen, and the thing about the draft, there's really only about 4 guys that really hit. The rest of them are average or out of the league.
Cooper DeJean is the highest rated cornerback I've scouted
Isn't
since Rod Woodson.
Isn't he coming off an injury?
He's the highest rated.
Let me tell y'all what it is. Let me tell y'all what it
He
is.
just ran a
Injury.
4.4
Somewhat.
and had a 40-inch
Somewhat.
vertical.
He's coming off an
He
injury.
just ran the 4.4 and had a 40-inch vertical.
That's great.
jump.
He had a
Those
nice
numbers
career,
great.
Lou. He had a nice career.
He had a nice career.
I'm going to tell
but
y'all
he's
what it
coming
is.
off
He's
an
the
injury.
highest rated since Rod Woodson, better than Darrell Revis.
You know what it is?
Ooh.
And I
Better
hate to
than
bring
He'll
this.
be solid, but he's not going to be. Come on.
I hate to bring this into the equation. Now I don't want to do this, but I'm going to be honest, man. It's Platt's point of view is what we do. Man, it's because he's white.
Thank you.
Everybody's sleeping him because not you. I'm just saying in general. Everybody's
him
sleeping
too.
him
Him too.
because
You said
he's
the
white.
20th pick? You can't know that the Steelers.
This
can't
dude is
reach.
fast. He's tough.
Oh, he's
and when
great.
I'm watching him, you know, what it remind me of Micah Hyde. That's who he remind me of.
Nice.
Because he could play safety,
I like that.
corner, he could play nickel back, he has return ability.
Corner.
I think this boy's going to be
He's a
tough,
corner.
man.
And he
You think he's a
intercepts the
corner?
ball.
He's a corner.
I think he's more strong safety, but he can masquerade and play some corner.
He's a
like
corner.
that.
He's a corner.
I like
You would
that.
put him at safety?
I put him as he gets older. As he gets older.
You got to start him off as a corner.
Corner,
and then
okay.
slide him
I would
back
start him
towards
at
the end of his
strong
career.
and mix him in coverages
Yeah.
at corner. That's how I would use him.
Yeah,
He would lead the NFL in interceptions.
I hope the
They be
Steelers,
saying Troy
Steelers
who?
would never reach for a
They
corner
say
at
Troy
20
who?
rated.
What do you mean reach? Rob Woodson was the 10th pick.
That was a
And
need.
this is the highest rated guy I had since Rob
Steelers
Woodson.
aren't thirsty for a cornerback at this point.
Well, they ain't went to the Super Bowl.
And so did a
14
lot of
years,
teams
so.
didn't go. Right
Well,
now, this offseason has been
well,
great. You
that's
don't like Cohen. I know Cohen is going to work his
Well,
magic
Cohen
again.
wouldn't know
He's been
football
working.
from
Cohen's
a
sticking
volleyball.
down.
Cohen
Oh,
is
my
doing
goodness.
his thing.
Yeah,
We got
the
two
assistant
quarterbacks.
GM,
We got the middle
assistant
linebacker
GM,
from the
and
Ravens.
Coach
Come
Tomlin
on.
is doing this. Listen, and I'll let Platt get back. This is Platt's show. When Patrick, go
Queen.
watch the film.
Okay.
When Patrick Queen came to Pittsburgh for his press conference, Cohen went up to him and said, I'm calm.
No,
He didn't know. He had nothing to do with it.
he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, he
Come
had
on,
nothing.
man.
Wow.
He
Come
introduced
on, man.
himself. Patrick Queen said, "Oh, okay, nice to meet you." You know what I mean?
Oh, Jim, there you go with that.
It's on YouTube.
Because he said,
I'm
hey, Patrick.
on Mark Cohen.
No,
Okay.
he said, hey, Patrick.
Yeah, okay. Well,
He
I'm
said,
getting ready
hey,
to do my-
Patrick.
yeah. No, he just
Oh,
said, I'm
man,
on Mark
come on,
Cohen.
man.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first
number.
time.
Oh, you the number cruncher.
You was in there? You was in there, Jim.
It was on YouTube.
Yeah, Jim. It's an introduction, Jim.
Yeah, because he didn't know
Everybody
it.
does
He
that.
had nothing to do
Guess
with
what?
that.
Mike Tyson gave him a 5'2". Come on, man. They all did that, Jim. You say that's the first time he met. But he got a
Jake
contract.
Logan
He
and
got
get
a
Mike
contract.
Tyson the
Oh, man, uh-oh. Hey, guys, we're going to move on. The safeties. The safety class is stacked with athletic, rangy safeties and with good hands and solid tackling skills. My number one safety, the ball-hawking Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota. Number two, I really like me some Cameron Kitchens out of Miami. Number three, you got Javon Bullard out of Georgia. Number four, Kalen Bullock out of USC. Number five, Ty Keith Smith
Yeah,
out of
boy.
Georgia. My sleeper, man, I like me some Cole Bishop out of Utah, 6'2", 204 pounds. But I want to go back to Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota, man. This guy's 6 feet, 200 pounds, 4 fast speed, talented athletic safety with size and instincts. He's a rangy safety, over top in the two-hat safety look. Great ball skills with anticipation and great discipline. He's good in run support. In 5 seasons at Minnesota, Nubin had 207 tackles, 13 enters, 11 passes defended. His best season was last year, 34 tackles, 5 picks. This guy I'm not going to say he's Ed Reed, but he's a ball hawk. This guy's a ball hawk, man. It seemed like the ball fast Tyler Nubin, and quarterbacks better beware. He's reading your eyes, and he's coming, man. I think this guy has Pro Bowl written all over him, man. Tyler Nubin's my guy. I also like Cameron Kitchens, man. I think he'll light you up like a slot machine.
Listen, do you like this safety class? What do you think? I think it's very average.
Yeah,
it's very average.
besides these top two dudes.
I think they're very
Besides
average
Kitchens
as well.
and Nubin, I think it's a drop-off after those two, Luther.
I don't think they're that great. The fact that we're saying a Minnesota safety is one of the top guys, I think is very average. You know, I'm not sold on this safety class, man. I think there's a couple basic guys I wouldn't reach at all for these safeties. These aren't difference makers to me.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Average class.
Well, you only need one.
I don't see that. I don't see that one here.
program.
Do you see one? That one?
Minnesota guy look pretty good.
Man,
Newbin look pretty good.
I think he feasted off a trash Big Ten type of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What'd you say? 13 interceptions? That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
for his
a lot.
career, 13 enters.
Is it him or is it bad quarterback play? I don't know.
The Big Ten had some okay quarterbacks during his career. Some good quarterbacks. You only can do with who you playing against, though,
That's what
man.
I'm
You don't make
saying,
the
man.
schedule.
I don't
You
know.
know?
I think he feasted, which is good for him.
He came to
feasted
play
off of
against
some
everybody.
bums, man.
Is there any other safeties you guys like?
I don't like. They're all average.
What
to
about
me.
Cameron Kitchens, man? You don't like him?
Average.
I like it.
Average? He's a hitter, Lou.
He's a hitter. Yes.
And he get enters.
Oh man, listen,
Physical, Good in run
I
support, man.
don't think these safeties are going to be guys that's going
Yeah,
to be
that's your opinion.
Pro Bowlers.
I
man.
feel you. I feel you.
These are nice, solid stopgap dudes, but I don't
Okay.
think they're difference
Ryan
makers.
Clark wasn't a Pro Bowler, but
Right.
Oh, he was a
difference
difference
Right.
maker.
He sure knocked the taste out
Listen,
the mouth.
Right, you never know, man.
But he did his job. Troy made all the great plays, but
Right.
he always knew
Well,
Ryan
Darren
Clark
Perry
was
was
going to be
a
there.
bum, but he ended up with 39 interceptions.
He was not a bum.
He was
Jim.
39 interceptions. He wasn't hitting nobody.
He was
Luke.
in the right
He
spot.
wasn't hitting
He was in the
nobody.
right place.
Yeah, center field.
So what about guys? What about Cole Bishop, man? Y'all ain't like him? 21 tackles for a loss.
I like him.
Over the last 3 seasons, he has a nose for the ball. Makes most of his big plays near the line of scrimmage, man. Cole Bishop's a dog, man. Somebody get him. They're getting a steal, man. This guy hits, man. As you can see, forced fumble. Cole Bishop's
You don't
a
like
dog,
that, Lou?
man.
He's a hitter.
I'm
He's
telling
a
you.
hitter, but also that was the Pac-10. You know.
Okay, I got a name for you though, and this is who he remind me of. Eric Weddle.
Ooh.
Eric Weddle from Utah,
like
man.
Eric Weddle.
He
Yeah,
got
you're
the same.
right.
It's the same type of
Yeah.
guy. He's just a little taller. Just a little taller than Eric Weddle.
Pac-10 was basically flagged 7-on-7.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it was. It was.
So I don't know.
But you
You
can't deny
know,
Cole
they was
Bishop's
throwing
talent,
it,
man.
you can just boom.
Cole Bishop's a dog, man. You
Cole
can't
Bishop-
deny that talent,
Man,
bro.
his safety class is average, man. But he is a big hitter. But I'm not impressed with this safety class, man. We're talking about the Big Ten. We're talking about Pac-12.
Right,
you
right.
know, horrible quarterback play and 7-on-7. So I don't know.
Okay, man. All right, we on sleepers now, guys. I got some sleepers for us. We're going to start with offensive tackle, HBCU product. I got to make sure I say his name right. Anam Danquah, 6'7", 355 pounds. This guy's massive. Like I said, HBCU product. Rear size and length. Active hands keeps defenders away. If somebody drafts him, you're not moving him out the way. Next up, we got an edge rusher from Troy, man. Javon Solomon. 6 feet, 247 pounds, 4.7 speed, 31.5 sacks over the last 3 seasons. Wow. He's good, instinctive pass rusher with a variety of moves. I think he's a little undersized. He's a stand-up 3-4 outside linebacker type.
Okay.
Another sleeper, we got Max Melton out of Rutgers, 5'11", 190, 4.3 speed. He's a versatile corner, 40-inch vertical.
Wow.
He can play inside, outside, or in the slot. He's best.
Virginia State.
Yeah, he's best at. Yeah, he's coming up next. He's best at playing in the zone with his eyes looking at the quarterback to make plays. Another guy, HBCU product, cornerback Willie Drew out of Virginia State. I really like this guy.
Yeah.
6
saw him
feet,
play.
190, 4.4 speed. Former James Madison transfer, rangy, lengthy corner, good ball production. 2023 CIAA Defensive Player of the Year. 11 career enters. 26 pass breakups, a pick 6, fumble recovery. He was one of only 2 HBCU prospects invited to the NFL Combine.
That's a shame.
Another guy, I really like this guy. I think he's Steeler Nation. I want him bad. Wide receiver Javon Baker. Central Florida, 6'1", 200 pounds, 4.5 speed. Former Alabama transfer. Very natural and instinctive. He wins downfield with good hands, great ball tracking, good vertical speed. He uses his speed to create separation and route leverage. Another guy, this is a local guy, man, from Sarah Catholic, man.
Okay.
Wide receiver Jaquay Jackson. Rutgers, 6'2", 187, 4.5 speed. He's a former Division II standout at Cal U. Over 70 catches, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 100-yard games. He transferred to Rutgers this past season after his breakout season at Cal U, but due to average quarterback play at Rutgers, his numbers was down this season. But I think Jackson is a diamond in the rough with a lot of potential. He's tall, fast, good route running and ball tracking skills, man. So any sleepers for you guys? Anybody else you want to talk about?
Hey, I think you hit it all, man. The fact that you put my man from Virginia State, I saw him play.
Willie.
Willie.
Willie's good.
I think that's a great one. I like that pick, man. You put them all on there, Platt. I like him. I saw him play. It was very impressive.
What I like about Willie, he's very serious about his game. He's very serious. He did 13 reps at 225, which means he lives in a weight room. Mm-hmm. And like you said, he was CIAA Player of the Year.
Right.
Here's a guy, like he's a sleeper. Nobody knows about him but me. Ryan Flournoy from Central. Well, he played at Southeast Missouri, 6'2", 205, runs a 4.4 40, 39-inch vertical, 19 reps. with 225. 11-0 broad jump. This guy was a sensation at the combines, and I tell you what, he got a lot of size, but he played at 3 different schools. Started off at Central Missouri, played for the national championship in junior college for Western Iowa Community College, where he had 6 catches, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and the national championship loss. But this is a guy that's outstanding. And don't forget, I hate saying his name, Stiggers from the CFL.
Oh yeah, he played in that fan control league.
Yeah.
He had an amazing story, man.
Yes,
he had some definite family. Sat out a couple years, came back.
Got nice
Yeah, that's a
size for a
steal.
cornerback.
Yeah, he's
Very
big.
good
He's
athlete.
big. He's big. I
And
think he'll be ready.
And other than Joey Porter, I don't like no Porters.
Yeah.
But his nephew.
Yeah, Sean Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
I was remember we're
strong.
supposed to talk about him.
Yeah. Ball hawk. So
Yeah,
there's
16
some good corners.
enters in 2 years, Jim.
Yeah.
Only thing with him, he's just a little, matter of fact, here's the tape on him right there. Sean Stevens, you want to break him down, man. 16 enters in 2 years, Jim. Floor is yours.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the guy lives in the weight room like Joey Porter Sr., not like Junior. This guy did 19
Ooh,
reps
nice.
at 225 at 180 pounds. Played at 2 small schools, but very productive. And I tell you what, he will hit you, unlike his cousin, Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, come on, Jim. He had a great year. Great year.
Yeah, you're right. He led the NFL in penalties.
He
for
didn't lead. He
quarterbacks.
didn't lead.
Yeah,
he didn't lead. No, somebody
He
else.
had, I think he had the lowest completion
Yeah,
rate, man. I think it's
I'll
like
take that.
Well, he had
58%.
he led the NFL cornerbacks in penalties.
Yeah,
with
he's a
14.
rookie though, Jim. I'm gonna give you the
Listen,
benefit
well,
of the doubt.
listen.
He was a rookie,
Well,
man.
at least he
I
was up
would've-
there. He didn't lead. Somebody had more than him.
He's tall, lengthy,
All he do is
fast.
hold on. All he do
Jim,
is grab and
Jim,
hold.
he was playing
One
against
career
he was
interception
playing
in
against the
college.
wide receiver number
One
one,
career
the top
interception
receiver.
in
Of course, you would
college.
have penalties.
One career interception in the NFL because he got his back.
And it was
to
a
his
game
man,
changer
and
against
his
the
hands
Ravens.
all over him. His hands
Listen,
all over him.
pass breakups, you weren't completing passes.
They
He was
got his
always on the
fingerprints.
number one.
His fingerprints is on every wide receiver in the
Hey,
league.
they could only call so many. I like it.
Hey, we're gonna go on to now the Steelers, man. The Steelers got picked 20 and 51. So my thing with you guys, who would the Steelers pick with the 20th pick and the 51st pick? I'm thinking corner or O-lineman, a name I keep hearing, man. We elaborated on this earlier. Amarius Mills from Georgia or Graham Barton from Duke. I'm looking at his versatility. He's a center and a guard. I think that's real attractive to the Steelers. If they don't go that route, which I think they are, I'm thinking Quinyon Mitchell or Kool-Aid McKinstry. You guys can carry on.
Listen, I like your pick. I think I think Mims will drop to him. I think there's going to be a run on quarterbacks. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bums and a lot of guys who will be out of the league in a couple years. So I think Mims will be there. I agree with you. And in the second pick, I think Cohen is going to work his magic, trade up, and get our center from West Virginia, Frazier.
Zach Frazier, okay.
You know, Jim's going to love that pick because of the last name, but I think those are the pick. I think we go tackle, then I think we trade up, get the center, Frazier. I think they'll both be there, and then I think we'll go receiver after that. But those are my first 2 picks.
Again, I don't like to repeat myself. This will be a bust of a draft if we don't get Cooper DeJean in the first
That'll be a
round.
waste of
in
a
the
draft.
second round, I don't wear jerseys that don't have my name on it. I think that Zach Frazier would be the pick there in the second round for a lot of reasons. He was 4-time wrestling champion in West Virginia in high school. 4 years in a row.
He could grapple.
dirty. He's
This
great.
guy's
He could grapple,
330 pounds. He's unbelievable. A lot of people like Jackson Powers Johnson.
Oregon.
whatever
Yeah,
his
from
name
Oregon,
is. But
yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
got concussion problems.
Oh,
He got
for
enough
real?
of that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
no,
why he
we
wear
need
that funny helmet.
Yeah. Oh,
Listen,
man.
And Barton
Troy
from
had
Duke.
Troy
Making me think of
Polamalu had
Ladarius
construction.
Green.
Yeah, but Troy didn't have to hit on every play. A center does.
Don't hit with your head.
And another thing, well, but another thing is that Barton ain't played center since he was in midget football. So
okay. That's a
that's
good point. I didn't
another
know that.
project at center. He played a little bit his freshman year, but I like a guy that played, center.
Yeah, if we can get those
That's
2, I will
Frazier.
be very happy. That'll be rebuilding that offensive line.
Cooper DeJean?
No, because he play offensive
like
line.
that.
Because he's
No,
going to
I
put up
didn't
another
know.
100 pounds.
I didn't know you said
Amarius
that shit.
Mims and Frazier from West Virginia. We go Georgia and West Virginia. I'll love it, man. I mean, our line was coming together. I like both of those picks, man.
Okay, guys, give me 4. I'm gonna do math first, then y'all could follow up. Give me 4 future Pro Bowlers from this year's draft. My 4, I got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Of course.
I got Jaden Daniels, who on deep throws threw 24 touchdowns, 0 enters on deep throws. Dog. Outside linebacker Jared Verse and tight end Brock Bowers. Those are my 4. Give me y'all 4.
Junior, okay, of course I got Marvin Harrison. He's the best player in this draft.
Right.
Can do everything.
Hands down.
2, how can you pass up the number 1 pick? Caleb Williams.
Okay.
He's going to Chicago. He has receivers. They're building that offensive line. He got another running back. They're putting everything in place to try to give him the best possibility to succeed. Number 3, man, this is tough. I want to stay in that receiver,
do
man.
your homework.
Yeah, I didn't know. Listen, I'm going to stay in that receiver. I'm going to go Neighbors. Malik Neighbors from LSU is going to be a monster.
Explosive. He's explosive.
This offensive receiver core is amazing. And number 4, I'm going to go the tackle from Notre Dame, Joe Alt. He's going to be a
He's
Pro
tough.
Bowler, Hall of Famer.
NFL, another
Those
one
are
with
my
NFL
4
Good
guys.
job,
bloodlines.
Lou. Good job. Yeah, Lou peeked off my list. I got Joe Alt. I got a guy that won't block nobody, Brock Bowers.
Bowers,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
I like James Harrison near 3rd verse.
you're doing Verse. Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer Cooper DeJean.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I got Chop Robinson.
You rocking with Chop? Okay.
I got J.C. Latham.
I thought he said 4.
Well,
Okay.
he said 4 more.
right.
J.C. This is this year. These are all Pro Bowlers. J.C.
Oh, my
Latham got to
gosh.
make it. And last but not least, and I know you guys think this ain't a great class for inside linebackers, but Peyton Wilson.
Okay.
Freak of nature out there.
Okay.
Injury prone.
Yeah, we're going to finish up. We almost over. Got one
Injury
more.
prone.
Guys, give me y'all offensive and defensive rookie of the years. I'm going with Marvin Harrison. I'm predicting over 65 catches, 7 touchdowns, 1,100 yards receiving. Defensive rookie of the year, I'm going with my guy, man, cornerback Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. I think he'll have over 50 tackles, 10 pass breakups, 4 enters, 1 forced fumble, and he'll end the season with a under 50% completion percentage when targeted.
Dang.
Marvin Harrison staying another year at Ohio State, or he's going to the NFL? Because he didn't make my list.
Oh, well, listen, Marvin Harrison, I don't want to say the same thing, but I would have him.
Yeah.
But Brock Bowers, I think, is going to go to the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to set him up.
Right.
He'll have 8 touchdowns, about 60 catches. I mean, he's just going to do great things if the Jets do what they need to do and take him. As far as defense, man, I'm trying to think who I would go. I'm going to go Verse. I think he's going to go high. Florida State, I think he's going to have a lot of sacks. Let me go Jared Verse, defensive end out of Florida State.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Brian Thomas Jr. or Xavier Worthy or Keenan Coleman. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Cooper DeJean or Peyton Wilson or Verse or Chop Robinson.
Okay, I like
Give
that,
me 10
man.
guys. God dang,
like
Jim.
that.
But real quick, J.J. McCarthy, what's your thoughts about it real quick?
I look at him as a game manager. I
Thank
think
you.
he's a winner, though. I don't know about his arm strength. I mean, it was a game against Penn State. I don't even think he threw a pass in the second half.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not really sold on him. I'm like on
34
the men.
career fourth quarter passes, 160 career passes total.
Yeah, we don't listen. He's he's another guy like a Matt Leinart. He was surrounded by so much talent.
Right, he was.
All you had to do was just not mess up.
Yeah.
You know, hand it off to one of the best running backs in
Right,
college football. Great offensive
Right,
line.
you got good receivers on the outside,
There's no
Romaine
pressure. Great
Wilson and them.
receiver, tight
Yeah.
ends.
I'm
you know.
predicting he goes second in the draft.
I think he's going to go second or third, and somebody's going to lose their job because of it. Drake Maine is the biggest bust. You never draft a quarterback out of North Carolina. That's a recipe
I
to
got
get
one more
fired.
question for y'all, too, before we wrap this up. So what do y'all think of Bo Nix, man? Because when I'm looking at Bo Nix, it reminds me of Kenny Pickett all over again. And I'm not really sold on that Oregon offense. Like, I like Trey Franklin. I think he's a Mike Wallace clone. But Oregon, when you watch Bo Nix, he completed about 35% of his passes behind the line of scrimmage, man. So that struck a bell in my head. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not really sold on Bo Nix, man.
I'm not either.
Sure.
I'm not either, and that's a great point, Kenny Pickett. You know, this guy was daggone near 30 years old.
Right.
We saw what he was at Auburn,
Right.
which was pretty bad.
Right.
He goes to Oregon, surrounded by talent, a crazy offense that throws the ball around, and he looks like a world beater. He'll come back to earth. in the NFL, he'll be a career backup at best.
One of the true leaders in this year's draft. This is the guy. This guy can win over a locker room. What you got to do as a quarterback. Don't forget, he had 20 rushing touchdowns at Oregon.
Yeah.
Overrated. Overrated. It's
guy,
that offense.
This is a guy that understands how to move a team and lead a team. He's going to be.
Why didn't he do it at Auburn?
Pardon me?
How did he do it at Auburn?
Same reason Daniels didn't do it at
how did he do it at
Arizona
Auburn?
I thought he had a
How
lot of
Daniels
pressure,
do
though.
it at Arizona State.
Remember, his dad was a quarterback there, so there was a lot of pressure on him.
What you think there's going to be in the NFL?
No,
A
you're
lot
right.
of pressure.
No, you're right,
He
Lou.
can't
You're
handle
right,
it.
man.
He
You're
can't
right.
handle it. Somebody's going to mess up,
How
draft him way
Daniels
too
do it at
high.
Arizona State.
Listen, he didn't have that talent around him
Oh,
either.
there he is.
He didn't have that talent around him either. He showed potential.
Daniels got better every year, though. He
Yes,
got
he-
better every year.
How did UPMC do it in Indiana?
Running for his life. That's how he got his elbow messed up. Running for his life
What
in
we talking about
Arizona
now? We're
State.
talking about right
Hey,
now.
guys.
And he was surrounded by better
Thanks
talent.
for joining me. I appreciate both of you guys and joining me. And that's all the time we have. Hope you enjoyed Platt's Point of View, the 2024 NFL Draft Preview Show. We'll see you next time.